Every Thanksgiving morning, millions line the streets of Manhattan and millions more tune in from home to watch one of America's most cherished holiday traditions, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Yeah, it all began in 1924 when Macy's employees organized a Christmas parade to celebrate the holiday season. Back then, it featured live animals borrowed from Central Park Zoo and only a few floats.
The first giant helium balloons debuted in 1927, and the first balloon was Felix the cat. This year, I'm excited to see the Labubu balloon.
Yeah, that's right. It made the cut this year. I remember seeing Kiss, the band, going down Fifth Ave at one point. It's always a big tradition. Me and my mom always walk over across the park. It is so fun. And today, the parade features more than 8,000 participants, from marching bands to pop stars and, of course, massive floats.
It has grown from a local store celebration into an iconic American tradition. And this is how the news covered the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade through the years.
Before we take a look back at the parades, let's take a quick look at the night before, which has become a family tradition for many. It's the night when the balloons are brought to life.
Tomorrow morning is a big day for millions of youngsters in the country, a chance to see the big balloons and the floats in the Macy's parade. But tonight is the big time for the thousands of Macy workers who put that parade together. And Aida Alvarez is just back from Central Park West with a report.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, your favorite frog, Kermit, was all stretched out on 77th Street tonight, a mere bag of plastic waiting to be blown up. This work crew started putting the parade together at 7 p.m. tonight. Now, they'll go all through the night, and they'll be working till about 1 p.m. tomorrow, so it'll be a very weary crew that finally sits down to a Thanksgiving dinner.
We got room? Right on top. All right.
Can you tell us what's happening here right now?
Oh, right now we're just setting everything up and trying to make room for each balloon so they have room to be blown up.
What's the process? Can you tell us briefly?
Once we have them sandbag down, the net open and sandbag down, next step is blowing them up.
All we're doing is just connecting the various pieces of the hoses so they're flexible enough to go into the balloons themselves. Takes a lot of flexibility, so you have to have a high pressure hose, which is very difficult to do like this in the lengths that we need.
How many parades have you been on?
Oh, this is about my 7th or 8th, I think.
Does it ever get any better or worse?
It's not raining.
What do you think of these balloons right now?
I think that I want them to blow them up. I want to see that what they're gonna look like.
Isn't it kind of silly to be standing around watching some flattened out balloons?
Yeah, sort of.
But you're doing it anyway.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I want to see them blown up.
Aida Alvarez, Channel 5 News.
One thing's for sure, there's never a second of boredom here in New York. Anyone, anywhere near 77th and Central Park West can watch in wonderment as these delightful hand-painted balloons come to life.
We have approximately 90-some odd people all around on 77th and 81st Street inflating, 45 about in each street.
How much hot air? I know it's not hot air, right?
Helium. We could use a little hot air. We have about 18,000 cubic feet.
It's a New York tradition. Thousands brave this freezing cold to watch the 18 creatures come to life. And this year, there's 2 new giant balloons. Who's this? Why, it's Dudley the Dragon. And, ooh, look, it's Sky Dancer. What do you think so far?
It's neat. It's cold, but it's neat.
Who do you like?
Sky Dancer.
Why?
Because she's a nice ballerina.
I love those eyes. Her eyes look like your eyes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, how old are you?
6.
Who do you like?
Dudley.
Take your
Dudley.
time. Dudley? Why do you like Dudley?
Because he's a cute dragon.
Where is Beethoven?
He's here, but he's hiding him from you.
Did you blow him up yet?
No, Penny, we're not radicals. We blow nothing up. We inflate.
And this is Dudley the Dragon in person. These are his sneakers. You can see they're really cool. Now, if you can't come down to watch the parade tomorrow, you definitely have to turn it on because the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is the best. And they take all these nets down and all these guys get to float up real high. They go by the, Macy's. It's a great parade, so don't forget to miss it. I just love coming out here, Rosanna. This is my favorite night of the year.
I don't blame you, Penny, but listen, John and I are by the fireplace.
That's right. Come on in by the fire later, Penny.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. And some very big people are on the roads tonight. Garfield, Snoopy, and the rest of the Macy's balloons. They're being blown up right now along Central Park West and 81st Street. Linda Schmidt is watching. Linda.
It's a lot of fun out here, John and Rosanna. I tell you what, it's a lot warmer this year than it was last year, but it's also a heck of a lot windier. I mean, some of the wind around here is blowing the balloons around. Right now, the wind has died down, though, luckily a little bit for us. But if we pan over here, we can see one of the new guys this year. This is the Grinch, and he is actually going to be the parade's holiday ambassador, and he is 34 feet tall. And if we pan down over here, you can see there are tens of thousands of people, all very happy and just captivated by all of this magic. With a mix of helium and air, balloon technicians turn these flat figures into magical giants.
I think they look pretty cool. I like them.
There are 35 balloons in all, with several new features this year, including the Rugrats, which weighs 600 pounds. And then there's Arthur the Aardvark, who's 68 feet long and 32 feet wide, plus the old favorites. But the most popular this year,
Rugrats. Rugrats. I like the Grinch and the Rugrats balloon, and Arthur is pretty cool.
Deanne Smith and her family came all the way from Kentucky to see the balloons.
Well, I've been watching them for 40 years. Every Thanksgiving Day.
You're dating yourself now, you know that.
Well, no, I left off 6 years. But I've been watching them, and this is the first time I've ever got to see them live.
Both Macy's stars were inflated, but before long, the high winds made one of the stars the first casualty.
If this is the full extent of the damage we have tonight, we're home free.
Yeah, are you guys expecting a lot of this to happen, though, because of the winds?
You hope for the best and prepare for the worst and settle for anything in between.
From the 70s, 80s, and 90s, here's a look back at past Macy's Thanksgiving Day parades.
Happy Thanksgiving. And before the rain came to dampen the New York area today, many thousands of people came into Manhattan from all directions, some traveling hundreds of miles, to see a spectacle that has been a tradition here for many years. And our Tony Preisendorf joined the happy crowd that came to watch the big Thanksgiving Day parade.
Lioness the Lionhearted led the parade, Lioness and the Concord High School Marching Band from Elkhart, Indiana. And it was a fitting choice to start the 52nd annual parade with Lioness. After all, it took a certain amount of courage to come out today and brave the cold, raw weather. In many places along the 2-mile route on Manhattan's west side, the crowd seemed thinner than in past years, perhaps because of the nasty day that made eyes tear and toes numb. But as always, the children loved it, looking for their favorite cartoon figures floating overhead in gargantuan proportions, tethered against the gusts that swept in from Central Park by squads of enthusiastic, if not always experienced, students. Speaking of students, the Thanksgiving Day parade has become the in thing to do for college kids. Last night, they started pouring into the west side, where the giant balloons were being inflated next to the Museum of Natural History. All night long, it seemed, they congregated in the bars on Columbus Avenue, ducking out occasionally to watch workmen, waiting until dawn for their marching orders, and there were plenty of marching bands. One of the most popular balloons, it seems, was not Mickey Mouse, who's celebrating his 50th birthday, but rather Smokey the Bear. But that won't last for long. In just 4 weeks, it'll be Christmas when Santa Claus reigns supreme. This is Anthony Preisendorf, Channel 5 News.
Well, the thousands of kids who lined up along Broadway this morning to watch the Thanksgiving Day parade will never forget all the big balloons, the floats, and then Santa Claus in his sleigh.
The traditional Thanksgiving parade. Many of us saw it on television or in the street. Santa waving to the crowd, wonderful as ever. Then there are some of us, like reporters and cab drivers, who have to spend the day working. When are you going to have your turkey dinner today?
At my mother's house. And hopefully I get my wife to work with me too today.
Why are you working today?
Because I'm a part-time driver. Doing Monday to Friday I go to school, and this is what paid my college education.
This being one of the heaviest days for travel in the year, it seems natural that cab drivers would be working. But just off Times Square, I walked into someone who didn't want to take the day off.
Shining shoes in public It's something most countries and most people from out of town don't have a chance to participate. So it's a novelty to them. I make a living, and at the same time they enjoy themselves.
You're going to have a Thanksgiving dinner tonight?
I must have one. I have people waiting, but I have to make the dollar first.
No, this is not amateur night, but Cardinal Cook himself singing the sidewalks of New York at a Thanksgiving dinner for 700 senior citizens. Even Hildegard dropped in, the chanteuse who made Till We Meet Again one of the most famous songs of World War II.
On a day such as this, we thank God for the wonderful blessings that are ours, especially here in the United States of America. At the same time, we're very conscious of our brothers and sisters who are suffering in other countries. We think especially of the suffering in Iran and Pakistan and so many other parts of the world.
Just a taste of Thanksgiving 1979 around New York City. I'm Joanne Lee, Channel 5 News.
Good evening. We do hope you had a terrific Thanksgiving. And of course, when you think of the holiday, turkey comes to mind. But in our town, so does that big Macy's Day Parade. They had a brand new balloon this year, but they also lost one. Snoopy got a little droopy when they tried to inflate him this morning, so the giant Biggle was packed away for another year. Still, there was plenty to see.
There are many ways to see this parade of parades, but when it comes to the Macy's Day extravaganza, no matter how many times you've seen it before, you want to be sure you can see everything. There were celebrities like Stephanie Mills, jazz great Maynard Ferguson, the Spinners, the stars from Broadway like the cast from The Pirates of Penzance, and yes, that is Linda Ronstadt. The balloons, old and new, some like Mickey Mouse first appeared in the parade in 1934. Smokey the Bear joined in 1966. Kermit keeping a watchful eye over his fellow Muppet friends on their Sesame Street float far below. And Superman, the newest addition to the family and also the largest ever built for the Macy's Parade. Animals of all kinds and all sizes. But some things about parades never change, like little lost children and the cops who find them.
Okay, we got your baby. We got the other one, too.
And the final float, the one they roll out the red carpet for, the band's lining up to hail him and his entourage.
When Santa Claus comes to town, Christmas is not far behind. From the annual Thanksgiving Day Parade, Janet Rose, Channel 5 News.
The snow did not stop the crowds from gathering for the Thanksgiving Day Parade. They came in droves and they got an eyeful. Floats, balloons, the works. Jeff Weiser was there.
The Thanksgiving Day Parade is always a special New York phenomenon, but this year's event will likely be remembered more than others because of bitter cold weather and snowfall that accumulated close to 5 inches in the city. But the weather didn't deter the estimated 140,000 parade goers who were intent on catching their first-hand view of the 63rd annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Are you cold?
Yes, very cold.
But you're here anyway, right?
Yes, it's very nice.
Where'd you come from?
East Orange, New Jersey.
East Orange?
Yes.
All right, what's your name?
Sandra Benjamin. This is my boyfriend, Claude.
Danielle Kimmons and Liz Chapman came from Baldwin, Long Island to see Santa Claus.
How do you feel right now?
Cold. It feels like my toes are gonna fall off.
But despite the cold, the bands marched on, and the majorettes strode by wearing little more than brave smiles.
Aren't you cold? You don't hardly have any clothes on.
It's chilly, yes, sir.
It's really chilly, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, colder than Georgia, right?
Yes, sir.
The famous balloons made their way along Central Park West and down along Broadway. Most of the famous characters showed up, like Spider-Man and the Pink Panther. Only Snoopy didn't make it this year because he sprung a hole, and Bugs Bunny didn't march because the winds were too rough. Even real-life characters like Telly Savalas sent along his Thanksgiving wishes. An appearance by the pop band called New Kids on the Block brought out all kinds of young fans.
They are
cool. They are great. We just love them.
The Thanksgiving Day Parade showed some different sides of folks, like members of New York's finest.
Can't ask for better than this. Yeah. Holiday, festive, snow, this is beautiful.
This parade was first held in 1924. In 1942, it was canceled because of World War II. In 1956, high winds knocked out the balloons and only Mighty Mouse made it to the finish line. This version in 1989 will be remembered as the snowiest parade of all. From the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, Jeff Weiser, Fox News, Channel 5.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thousands of New Yorkers got a happy start to their holiday by taking in the parade before taking on the turkey. Amy Atkins reports.
A very big bird led the giant balloons at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Perhaps the only time during a recession we'd welcome a little inflation, actually tons of it. Each balloon holds thousands of cubic feet of helium.
They put the hoses into the balloons and they put the helium in.
The combination of wind and trees made for some harrowing balloon blunders. Betty Boop bopped a branch and ended up with a mutated moon. A wind-weakened Woody Woodpecker barely kept afloat. Help!
The trees are around, they keep just hitting the trees.
And Kermit the Frog had some serious wire trouble. His handlers had to pull some strings.
His arm got unloaded with air and he got caught in the tree 3 times.
But somehow the mishaps make the parade all the more exciting. For the throngs of people who line the parade route, anything and everything is cause for cheer. Whether you're on the sidewalk straining for a peek or blessed with a balcony view, the parade is an annual pilgrimage.
This is my 10th or 11th year.
How old are you?
11.
And if you were lucky enough to have a front row seat, you couldn't have a better guide than the New York City Police Force.
Look up there. There's Kermit. There's Kermit.
Macy's says this, the 65th, was the biggest parade yet. As usual, they saved the best for last. Santa Claus, coming soon to a chimney near you. Amy Atkins, Fox 5 News.
Good evening. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm Mario Bosques.
And I'm Cynthia Santana. John and Rosanna have the evening off.
We have some wonderful holiday stories to tell you about. We start with the centerpiece of Thanksgiving for so many, the Macy's Parade, of course. Here's Mike Sheehan.
For the 70th year, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade went off without a hitch on a beautiful but chilly day. Children's oohs and ahs could be heard at every corner as some of their cartoon heroes floated high above.
What's your favorite?
Garfield.
Garfield? Yeah, he's mine too. What's your favorite part?
When Big Bird came.
Big Bird, yeah?
And the Pilgrims.
The 68-foot Bullwinkle and his trusty sidekick Rocky made a triumphant return to Central Park West, floating in their first parade since 1983. They were joined by Garfield the cat, Clifford the big red dog, even Betty Boop, and Woody Woodpecker, who was almost a casualty as his arm caught on a light pole. Thousands of marchers braved the cold wind and stepped off for the 2.5-mile trek, ending at Herald Square. Celebrities including Miss America Tara Dawn Holland, figure skater Oksana Bayul, and our own New York Yankees, world champions of all of baseball, joined the 500 clowns and 13 bands who brought smiles to the millions of chilled but happy spectators.
Yes, that's right! It's your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man! Who is it? Let me hear ya! Who is it?
Hey, you look like you're struggling with this thing.
Nah, they do it to play with it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are you going to do if you hit a big wind?
I don't know. Let it go.
Sure, there were terrific balloons, plenty of floats, marching bands, celebrities, even the New York Yankees. But you know what? The real stars of this show are these smiling faces. From Central Park West, Mike Sheehan, Fox News.
As always, Santa finished off the parade, making it official that Christmas is right around the corner.
And that was the news then.